What up, phonies? Crazy Pretzel here, coming to you live outside here on November 28th, 2020. At least I think it's the 28th. Thursday was the 26th. Happy belated Thanksgiving, everybody. Yeah, it's the 28th. So, coming to you outside, we're going to do an AEW Dynamite review. My neighbor's burning some stuff over there. He's got a nice fire going. Yeah, he's a hard-working dude. He's always keeping up on his property and stuff and cleaning shit up in the yard and whatnot. He's got a lot of land. He does a good job, though. So, I did a decent job, too, with my leaves. They're about 90% done. There's still, like, a few leaves over there by the lake, but when you try to walk over there, you, like, sink into the mud. So, yeah, if you feel like sinking into a mud graveyard, go for it. But, yeah. Might try to finish my leaves up tomorrow because it's supposed to be, like, 50 tomorrow, and then Monday it's going to snow and be cold outside. And I guess we're supposed to get, like, possibly like 2 to 5, 6 inches or something like that. So, yeah, that's not going to be fun. So, we're going to review some Dynamite from the 25th of this week. The show was overall slightly better than last week. Technically, because I didn't take off any -1 points on the show like I did last week. But last week they deserved it, phonies. They deserved it. So, alright, so let's go into this show. Let's get this over with. So, might not be as exciting of a review as I normally intend to, but I'm kind of tired. My work's been psycho. We've been a little bit short-staffed, and I've been working long hours. Like, my 8-hour shift lately has become like 10 to 12 hours, just to try to get all the charting and shit done for having an extra patient workload to take care of. So, but this guy can handle it, because like I said, unlike Moxley, this guy right here never been to jail. So, I don't know how not going to jail like makes you smarter to handle a higher workload or something, but being a responsible person that I am, with a degree and whatnot and a license, I'm a pretty smart fella. So I'm better than John Moxley. So, alright, so this opening match was Hangman Adam Page versus John Silver of the Dork Order, or Dark Order. I like calling him Dork Order. This match was terrible. Absolutely terrible. John Silver, you know I don't like him. He's a fucking goof. Always comes out like, he's always showing off his arms, trying to make himself look like he's badass, but the dude's like 4 foot something. And like everybody is taller than him. Like I said on last week, Anna Jay was next to him, and she's taller than this guy. So I mean, yeah, this guy, he's annoying. He's just a goof. And then, like I said, he's scary with his like that's scary. I guess this is like the Dork Odor's like gesture that they do or something, because I saw Anna Jay and them doing it later on in the show. So yeah, that's scary, man. A claw, freaky, man, scary. So all right, so when I watched this match, I made a cheesy joke about how John Silver beating Hangman Adam Page would definitely be a tall order for him because how short he is. So yeah, so this match. The first minute of this match was stupid, and I was like ready to like just skip it, but I guess I kept watching it for some reason. Like, so the first minute of this match, John Silver is like he out wrestles Adam Page a little bit, and then he's like goes up to Page, and he's like, you know, trying to flex Page's like guns for him to look like he's strong or something, and then Page just, you know, shoves him off. And then later, John Silver slaps Page on the ass like 30 seconds of the match. Just slaps him in the ass. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? And then John Silver just beats up Adam Page for like most of this match. Like there's a point where like he does so much offense to Page like in a row, like, and I'm not like knocking him like for doing the moves or whatever and whatnot, but I mean, he hits like Adam Page with like a German suplex, then this sick kick to the face, and then a brainbuster for a 2 count. So they're trying to make Adam Page like a big star or something, but he's getting his ass whooped by like John Silver like most of this match and whatnot, right? So there's another spot in this match where like Silver is like throwing all these like nasty kicks to like Page's chest, and even though I don't like John Silver, I'll give him just a smidge of credit. The kicks to the chest, like, they sounded good, they looked good. So later on in the match, Hangman Page no-sells it, and then he ends up kicking. He gets kicked in the face, and then he no-sells that. And then he hits a clothesline from hell and a Jushin Liger bomb on Silver for a 2 count, and then he wins with the buckshot lariat for a 3 count. So he gets beat up most of this match, and then toward the end he no-sells the offense that he's getting beat up with and then just wins. So that's how you make a big star at AEW. I gave this match a 0 out of 4. The match took points off on the selling. The time limit was 12 minutes. The goofy shit of the match. And guess what they're doing? They're basically rehashing a feud that they've already done. They had, like, Adam Page try to join the Dork Order, like, a while back or whatever. And apparently they're just redoing the storyline again because Evil Uno and some more of their Dork Order jobbers come out. And Evil Uno tries to cut, like, a serious promo on Page or something and says, like, I know you're a lonely guy, but you don't have to be. You can join us or whatever and blah, blah, blah. It's just, they're redoing a storyline that they've already done. Like, why? Why are they doing it? It's stupid. To quote the singer of Rammstein in a song, Coca-Cola is wunderbar, because it is. So, speaking of redoing things over and over again, check this out. So, a little work story for you. So, I have this patient at my work, nice guy. He's got like one of those gastrointestinal tubes, G-tube, because the guy he can't swallow anymore. Like, his swallowing is like kind of shit. He like aspirates a lot and whatnot. So, he's on this medicine called, he was on this medicine called Flomax, and it's for, like, your prostate. It's supposed to, like, kind of prevent, like, the prostate from, like, enlarging so much, so it, like, blocks your urinary system from letting you pee, right? So, but you can't give this medication via G-tube. So, I had this issue with the pharmacy, like, a couple of months ago. I got it changed to, like, a different medicine that you can give. Well, I go to work this week, and I look, and I see that they have them back on the same medicine again. So, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Speaking of repeating shit over again, like, I'm gonna repeat this issue again. So, it's stupid. At some point, yeah. Alright, next on this show, we've got Omega backstage with Alex Marvez, the king of charisma. About as much charisma as a fungal toenail. I always say that. About as much charisma as the mud that I have to sink in over there. Pretty much, Omega is cutting a promo. He doesn't like how John Moxley is on magazine covers, and he's not. What magazine colors? Like Pro Wrestling Illustrated or something? Nobody buys that shit, and if they do, they're fucking, like, they're probably, like, less than maybe 1 million people or something. Yeah, nobody buys that shit. So I always just find that kind of cringy when he says that. He tells Moxley to leave the garbage wrestling at home and that his dad could kick John Moxley's dad's ass. So, big words from this heel, right? Ooh, big words. His delivery of the promo was okay, but like I said, I'm not really big on Omega whatsoever, so I give this a half a point. Little half point for some of the delivery, but the, like I said, he's supposed to be like this cocky character now or something, but he's the cleaner or something, and his nickname is because he blows in video games or something. Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to, like, take serious from this or not, or, yeah. So, half a point. I'm being generous with that. Next, we have a little video promo package of Darby Allin. There's a car that says, like, Team Taz on it or something. He breaks the window of it with his skateboard. Then he has, like, graffiti on it and spray paint. And then he ends up blowing up the car. So, it's supposed to be him, like, threatening Team Taz or something. It's artistic in some way. Yeah, artistic that costs, like, I don't know, $50,000 or something, like, every week or whatever. So, that must be a nice checkbook that Tony Khan has for him to, like, blow all this money or whatever. So, I gave this 3 out of 4. I kind of enjoyed it, but like I said, it's a little bit silly that, like, this guy, like, is kind of broke or something or whatever, or, like, was broke and he's finally getting a good paycheck, but then they're blowing up shit that costs a lot of money. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Next we have a nice squash match for once. Yeah, they actually had a squash match on this show that actually went in like 2 minutes. It was Powerhouse Hobbs. Apparently he's no longer called Will Hobbs. Probably because Jim Ross calls him Willis Hobbs. Powerhouse Willis Hobbs versus a jobber named Lee Johnson. This match goes about 2 minutes of Hobbs throwing him into the guardrail on the outside a couple of times, and he beats him with a finishing move of the world's strongest slam. Yeah, he does Mark Henry's finishing move for the finish of this match. So that's his finisher. So the squash match was nice. It had selling. It had a good time limit. It had purpose and all that good stuff. So I gave that a 3 out of 5. So like I said, the promo after that is a little bit why I took some points off slightly. So Taz comes out afterwards, cuts a promo. He starts ranting about how the FTW title has a legacy and he wants it to mean something. Dude, I love Taz, but the FTW title doesn't have a legacy, dude. It's like you came out with your own world title and you frickin' won 2 matches on it. I think there was 2 FTW champions of the belt's actual creation. It was Taz and somebody else in ECW. And then title disappeared for 20 years, then he pulled it out and gave it to Brian Cage. It's not really much of a legacy, dude. But he keeps going on and on about how he wants Tony Clown to have this title mean something, and then his mic gets cut off. So then he goes to Justin Roberts on the outside of the ring, and he's threatening him, and of course Justin Roberts doesn't look intimidated at all. He's just kind of laughing like a goof. So gives him the mic, and then Taz starts talking again. The mic gets cut off. So then he's threatens to go to the announcer's table where they never cut off the headsets or anything like that, because he knows how it works or whatever. So then Cody Rhodes comes out, and then he says he's coming out for peace or something, and then Taz gets in his face and wants him to, since he's a part of management, to recognize that the FTW title means something or whatever. And then Cody says something about them having a tag match next week of Ricky Starks and Hobbs against himself and Darby Allin. Taz insults him a bit more, and then Cody says something about if Cody's so bad, why does his son train with him and not Taz? So Taz gets pissed off and hits the Taz mission and chokes out Cody from behind. And then some other people came out to save Cody or something after that. So yeah, that's a 3 out of 5. Like I said, I like Taz choking him out. I like the intensity, but the fact that it's for the FTW title legacy, I thought that was kind of lame. Like I said, I love Team Taz. They're part of the reason I watch this show, because they're one of the few acts that are actually good on this show. But yeah, the FTW title, it's not that big of a deal. So next we have Eddie Kingston with Alex Marvez again. Where's Dasha? She off this week? I want to look at Dasha. I don't want to look at Alex Marvez. I don't want to look at this weird-looking old troll from the basement or something, probably eating some toenails and shit. So Kingston cuts a promo on Pac. I don't really remember much of what he said. It just basically he wasn't angry at Penta but was disappointed at him. And then Moxley shows up, and then they have a stare down, and then Kingston says that he didn't jump him from behind or something, and blah, blah, blah. So a little drama to try to figure out who it was that attacked Moxley from behind last week. So some drama for that, but I gave this a half a point because, yeah, could have been better. Next we had, it wasn't terrible, but it could have been better. I don't know. Plus it's Alex Marvez, so. Next we have Top Flight versus Hybrid 2, or TH2. Yeah, why are they called Hybrid 2? Was there another tag team before them called Hybrid? They must have sucked like these guys, so that's why they're a second reincarnation of suckiness. Hybrid 2 is Angelico and Jack Evans. Top Flight, I'm trying to learn their names. One's called Dante, who's 19 years old, and he's a white dude. And the other one is 21 years old. His name is Darius, and he's a half-black dude. So, excuse me. Not gonna lie to you guys, this match went 13 minutes, and I fell asleep probably about 8 minutes into it. It was about 5-something in the morning when I watched this, so, yeah. I really wasn't into this. Hybrid 2, isolated one of Dante's knee, they worked on his knee and isolated him. Then they had the picture-in-picture. They did some, big double-team move off the top rope, some kind of stomp, I think it was, for a 2 count. Then Darius got tagged in. He hit a shotgun drop kick on Jack Evans. Top Flight was doing some double teaming, and they were doing this goofy double team sit down powerbomb. Like it looked like awkward. It looked because like one of the guys was like running behind. I think it was Jack Evans or something, and then the other guy like was like missed a cue or something, and like he ends up like getting up, and I think like Jack Evans like he lifts up Jack Evans and tosses him toward like his other guy, and they just does like a powerbomb. It was a really weird double team spot. Then we got Tope Suicida by Darius, and then there's a somersault dive on the outside by the other. Typical constant dives and flips and matches, and then Dante hits a really nice, like, to me it wasn't a frog splash, it was like a 5-star splash, but it wasn't without the frogness of it that Rob Van Dam does. It was just like a hang time splash. Nice move. Got a 2 count, of course. That couldn't be a finish. So then I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and Jack Evans was hitting some kind of leg submission move, Indian Deathlock, on somebody for a tap-out victory. Which to me makes no sense, because Angelico, I think, is supposed to be the submission guy on this team or something, as it is. Or that's how they're marking him, I don't know. Didn't care about this match. I gave it a 1 out of 4 for, I guess, effort, maybe? I don't know. But why the hell are you debuting, like... You got Top Flight. They wrestled the Bucks last week, right? They lose. They wrestled these jobber tag team of Hybrid 2 this week. They lose. And then Hybrid 2 is beating them up after the match, and then the Bucks come out for the save. So you have this debut team that you're trying to make look good or something. They're losing 2 matches in a row, but then you also got the Bucks outside. Again, are they bad guys or good guys? They're coming out to save Top Flight. They were bad guys a few weeks ago. Now they're good guys? Like, or an explanation? Yeah, it makes no sense. So, terrible. 1 out of 4 just because I'm a nice guy. Next we have Vicky Guerrero with Nyla Rose backstage. Vicky's cutting a promo about Brandy's influence on the show or whatever, how she's brought in Serena Deeb and Big Swole and Red Velvet. So Brandy brought in 2 out of 3 that I actually kind of like. They show a recap of that epic backstage attack that Jade Carter did to Brandy, where she stomped her chair, like when Brandy's arm was in the chair, and she stomped on it with the high heels with nobody holding Brandy down, so Brandy could escape that. Not that it would have done any damage anyways, but yeah. And then she jokes at Brandy to call her or something if she wants to get taken serious or something, so gave it a 0.5 point. Like I said, it wasn't bad, but yeah. Jade Carter's is such like a joke in this company, but it just makes me laugh like at how bad this is. So next we have an FTR video package promo. They do a little Alberto Del Rio. They talk about how it's their destiny to be the tag team champions again, and then Tully Blanchard is saying how it's his destiny to be their coach for the tag team champions. You know, Alberto Del Rio did a promo way back in the day about how it was destiny to be champion and whatnot. So yeah, it's nice that they referenced a criminal, essentially. If you didn't hear, Alberto Del Rio, like, kidnapped some woman and, like, tortured her and raped her and shit or something, but somehow let her go or she escaped or something. Yeah. That guy, man, it's sad, man. Kind of a talented dude, but just a prick in real life, and, yeah, I hope he gets locked up. So, next we've got Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. SCU, a gimmick that I absolutely have no idea what the big deal is about it. The 2 guys from Southern California, or SoCal University or whatever, and they're better than you, and that's it. Yeah, okay. So they put over like how Jericho and Daniels have never had a match against each other or have never wrestled each other, even though they've both been in the business for like 30 years between them or something. So why not do that match like of them versus each other like on the show, or maybe like save that for like a pay-per-view or something if they've never wrestled each other. No, they put them facing each other for the first time ever in a throwaway tag team match. So I mean, not that like Jericho and Daniels is like epic money, but if you wanted to do something with it, like them meeting for the first time ever, then like do something with that. Have them wrestle each other for the first time ever. Don't just throw it away in a throwaway tag match. So this match was all right. This was one of the better matches on the show. It wasn't like a 25-star tag team match. Not that I would ever rate that on Meltzer's scale, because his scale is like, you know how you can like jerry rig a scale so you can make someone way more or way less more or something based on how you like jerry rig it. Yeah, Meltzer's got that scale jerry rigged, so there's like an automatic 5 stars, and then whatever else the guy weighs on it to add more stars to it. So I think Dave Meltzer needs to see a few stars to his face so he can see him spinning around his head, if you know what I mean. So, so this match goes about 10 minutes. Jericho and Hager, Jericho's getting beat up by SCU at first, and then Hager gets tagged in, beats up, I think it beats up one of them for a bit, and then he has to get help from the inner circle on the outside. I think it was MJF tripped up Kazarian or something, and then Hager slammed him and took over for a while. They have the picture-in-picture. They come back. SCU, I think it was Kazarian was making a comeback or something on Jericho and Hager. And then there's a spot where, to me, this should have been a disqualification. Audrey sees Kazarian, Kazarian jumps over the top rope and gives a head scissor to, I think it was Ortiz or something. So then all the other Inner Circle guys are trying to attack him, right? You can clearly see that Aubrey, sees this. She doesn't disqualify the Inner Circle. This match just keeps going. So, they come back in the ring, and then, I think, MJF clocks somebody with the diamond ring, and he clocks Kazarian with it, and then Inner Circle, I don't know, and then Jake, or what was it? He clocked Kazarian with it, and then Jericho hits the Judas effect, and then Hager pins one of them for the win or something. Like I said, I don't feel like writing down every single thing that happens in all these matches this week. So, post-matchup, Kazarian punches MJF, and then Inner Circle is kicking the crap out of both of them. Scorpio Sky runs down with a steel chair. There's 6 or 7 guys in the ring, but he comes out with a chair, and they all just run for their fucking lives. Yeah. 6 or 7 guys versus one small guy with a chair. He might be able to hit a couple of them with a chair, but the other guys would just kick the crap out of him. But apparently one guy with a chair is scary, so 6 or 7 guys have to run away. Now, I can see if it was maybe if it was that bodyguard of AJ Styles in the WWE, or if it was the Big Show or something coming out with a chair, then yeah, I mean, that's a big dude, But some little runty guy like Scorpio Sky, really? Yeah. So I gave this a 3 out of 5. Like I said, there was selling, the time limit wasn't bad. Little SCU feud versus the Inner Circle is nice. It was actually nice to see Inner Circle not doing a bunch of terrible, goofy-ass segments and actually kind of somewhat being serious, kind of like how they were when they originally were debuted or whatever. So I kind of liked that in retrospect, but yeah, the part with them running away from 7 guys running away from one dude with a chair, and obviously the Aubrey seeing the interference and not calling for the DQ, yeah, we took some points off, so I got a 3 out of 5. Next we got a cringy segment here, well, kind of cringy. It was Kip Sabian and Miro. They were going to debut some show or something. So they show them in front of a TV, like it's a video game that's paused. And then they say they're going to do their show. Orange Cassidy walks in and turns the game off. And then he goes outside. So they get pissed off. They go outside of this trailer. And then best friends are there and they jump them. They have this little 30-second awful brawl. Sabian's by something, and what's his reaction? He climbs up something to act like he's gonna do a dive onto them off something, but then the best friends grab him and throw him like a power bomb into a porta potty or something, and then Miro just grabs the camera and he's move out of my way, and then that's the end of it. It was fucking garbage. It was so stupid. So I gave this 1 out of 5 for Penelope Ford being there. She wasn't dressed real sexy this week. She was covered up, but 1 out of 5 for you, Penelope. So, but yeah, this was garbage otherwise. Next we have we're going to have an AEW contract signing. I wrote again because they did this last week. So, but this was actually better this week. So, Omega's coming out with this stupid, with the girls doing the sweeping thing. The first time they did that, I didn't mind it because the girls were actually dressed kind of sexy or whatever and whatnot, but they're doing this every week now or something, and it's the girls are just fully dressed as it is anyways, and it's just kind of cringy at this point. I don't. And then Justin Roberts puts over how Omega is a Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame, and if you don't know what that is, Wrestling Observer is some news website or something where that guy Dave Meltzer that I talked about earlier, like he sucks the dick of everybody in AEW, like the Bucks and Omega and stuff, how they're like 5-star wrestlers and shit, when the storytelling of like stuff in the WWE he like never gave 5 stars to, even though it was like amazing shit. Like take like The Rock versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. I don't think he ever gave that a 5-star match, even though the storytelling was so good in that, the crowd reaction. It was cool how like Hogan was like the bad guy, Rock was the good guy, but then the fans were like cheering for Hogan and booing The Rock, how like they switched that shit around in that match and they didn't intend to. Like that was awesome. You got Stone Cold and Bret Hart in the submission match at WrestleMania 13. That was a great match. I don't think he gave that a 5-star match either, but he gives all this other like modern shit like 5-star plus more matches or more star matches, even though it's not that. It's shit. It's terrible. So, but yeah, so he gives Omega like this Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame thing that like he came up with or something. So that was kind of cringy in my opinion. So, but Omega, Moxley made this segment all right. He comes out, kicks the shit out of Omega. He like gives him the paradigm shift on the world title belt. Then he cuts a promo on him, and it was all right. He insults him, and like he says that like he's gonna have to dig down deep and find himself to beat him and stuff like that, meaning that he would have to be an actual good guy or whatever. So now in AEW, they'll probably botch this, and they'll have Omega actually be like a good guy to try to beat him or something, but then he'll just act like a bad guy afterwards. That's what AEW will probably do. So Moxley made this bearable, so I gave it 3 out of 4. Next we got Alex Marvez again backstage with the Inner Circle. Jericho challenges Kazarian to a match next week. Gave this half a point. It was okay. Could have been more exciting, sure. So I also don't get why like Kazarian was the one that got sucker punched MJF according to MJF, but Jericho's the one that's gonna wrestle him. Yeah, that makes sense. Next we got Anna Jay versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. And I wanted to like this match because I like Anna Jay. She seems alright. And Hikaru Shida also seems alright. But we saw the referee of this match at the beginning. It was that idiot Knox, the one that, went down to the ground for no reason in the FTR tag match. And then also the referee of the match where that guy Reynolds, who was in the Dork Order, that got like the concussion and shit. Yeah. So when I saw this guy, I was like, oh yeah, this is already going to be a goofy-ass match. And it kind of was. So before the match starts, let me check my time here for a second. Before plus I just want to check out the guy's fire back there again. Awesome. So, makes me want to have a fire, but I just don't have any time to burn any leaves today. So, but anywho, so they do a nice video package or whatever with Anna Jay, like with Tay Conte putting over Anna Jay, and then Sheeta saying that, like, asking about Anna Jay's heart, like if she has the heart to be champion and stuff like that. It kind of like had a nice little like old school like Ninja Turtles like sensei Japanese reference or something like that. Whatever. So I kind of liked that in a way. But then, of course, they ruined that because what happens after Anna Jay and Sheeta come to the ring, they have 3 of the Dork Order jobbers, including Mr. Silver, that I fucking hate, come out. So, yeah, he comes out. Match starts off all right. Like, there's a nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker to Anna Jay by Sheeta. But then they go into this goofy spot. So Sheeta's, like, selling her, like, knee from, like, the match she had with Nyla Rose or whatnot. So she's, like, does a couple of moves. She's kind of sold her knee. She goes outside the ring. Anna Jay's like got her head like over the apron or something, and then Sheeta runs and hits Anna Jay with a knee. I mean, the way it looks, she hits her with the knee, right? But then she starts selling her knee, and then Anna Jay just goes on offense, completely no sells, getting fucking hit in the jaw with a knee. Like, what the fuck? So that like kind of annoyed me. So then Anna Jay goes on offense for a while. She throws her up against the guardrail. She hits this nice move in the ring. She's got her like down in the corner. She does like a somersault and just does this like kick to her. There's a spot where they're like on the apron. Like Sheeta's gonna try to suplex Anna Jay back in the ring, and then Anna Jay does this like little spin kick like on the apron like to Sheeta. That was kind of cool. So so I like the offense that's going on. But then we've got another goofy spot that toward the middle to the end of the match. So Anna Jay tells Tay Conte to give her a steel chair. So she gives her the steel chair. Knox takes the chair away from Anna Jay. So one of the Dork Order idiots, I think it was Silver, gives Anna Jay a kendo stick, right? So Anna Jay uses the kendo stick. You can clearly hear the sound. The ref probably hears the fucking sound, doesn't react to it, and she hits her in the knee and gets a 2 count. If you got a weapon, why the fuck ain't you clonking her in the fucking head with it or whatever? But like I said, this is the same company where someone gets hit in the back of the head with a wrench for a 2 count. So, getting hit in the head doesn't do anything in this company. So are all the wrestlers zombies? Yeah. Anyway, so she kicks out. She goes for her submission hold, which is like Taz's Taz mission, but she calls it the Queen Slayer. Anna Jay does. Sheena just flips out of it, then no-sells her knee or whatever, hits her with a German suplex and a big forearm, then goes running full force to the ropes, comes back, knee to the face, no-selling her injured knee, 1, 2, 3. So, yeah. Points for the match being less than 10 minutes, points for Anna Jay looking good, points for the concept of a women's match, but like I said, the goofy shit with the Dork Order canceled out the good shit, like with the video package promo. And then the cringy thing after this match, which also I took points off of. Apparently, Sheeta's next opponent is going to be Abaddon. She comes out supposed to be like this goth chick or something. She's looking the belt, and Sheeta's looks afraid of her or something. And Abaddon is just cringe to me. The reason being, apparently, from what I understand, Al Snow trained her or something, and then she, went all SJW and said, oh, Al Snow is bullying me, and blah, blah, blah. No, motherfucker, he's trying to toughen you up to make you actually a professional and shit like that, but she's a fucking, SJW little bitch, so, yeah, fuck Abaddon. Don't care for her. Next, we have a Matt Hardy promo backstage. He talks about surviving in 2020 and how it's been a crappy year for all of us, which it has been. He says, survive, thrive, and win. I don't know where this promo was going. I gave it a 1/4 point. Next, we got an awesome promo from Ricky Starks. It's Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, and Willie Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs. Starks just cuts a really good promo about, what they're going to do to Cody and them in the tag match next week. It actually kind of felt like an actual, kind of somewhat old-school wrestling promo. So 1 full point for this. I liked it. I rarely give 1 full point. Starks' promo was good. Then our main event, we've got Butcher and Blade versus Pac and Rey Fenix. This match sucked. I had potential. I wanted to check this match out, thought maybe it might be decent, but this match sucked. There was no psychology in it whatsoever. It was just the beginning of it was kind of cool. They had Pac doing a moonsault to one of them, and then Rey Fenix doing a somersault dive over the top rope. Both did it at the same time on the guys, so I thought that was cool, but then I thought they were going to go into a normal psychology kind of match, but no, I was wrong. It was just, you do a move, I do a move, you do a move, I do a move, you do a move, I do a move, for 13 fucking minutes of this. Finish of the matchup, Kingston was doing commentary, and then he came down and Bunny distracted the ref, and then Phoenix was on the top rope and he crotched him, and then Butcher and Blade hit a powerbomb neck breaker on Phoenix for a 3 count. So, and then after the matchup, they DDT, Kingston DDT's Pac on a steel chair twice. And then for some reason, they're beating up Penta and Phoenix, and for some reason, Lance Archer runs out and kind of makes the save and is beating them up and stuff. Where did this feud come from? Jim Ross even asked that. He's like, what's Lance Archer's investment in this? And then Shivani and Rusted Sword are trying to say how because of the whatever that battle royal was or something, there was beef from that. But that was over 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Another feud for no reason, no explanation whatsoever on this show. So I gave the match a 1 out of 4 just because the Bunny was in it. But like I said, there was a part in it too where another reason I took points up besides the time limit and the selling, there was a goofy spot where the Phoenix came into the ring and Butcher came into the ring, both illegally. The ref did absolutely nothing to get them out of the ring. So, yeah. Like I said, there were some nice moves in this match, but no selling, no psychology. It sucked. 1 out of 4. So this show got a 7.5 out of 16 this week, which is a 47%. So they did a little bit better than last week based on the fact that I didn't give them any negative ones. But, yeah, this show was about the only thing decent was probably the squash match and the Taz promo with Cody. That was all right, and maybe the SCU Jericho and Hager match was okay. But I mean, these weren't. I don't even think this is shit I would check out if I was you, if you were a casual fan. So I don't know. That's what I thought of the show. So, all right. Sorry if this review kind of sucked this week. The sun's going down outside. If you can't see, it's like when it's 4:00 in the frickin' afternoon this time of the year. The sun's going down. So, yeah, I might try to get some leaves done tomorrow, because tomorrow it's going to be 50 degrees, and then Monday it's going to snow, and it's going to be 30s all week. So, winter is coming. So, yeah, I know it's not. I know that might be a little bit of an old cliche because Game of Thrones isn't on anymore, but fuck it. AEW saying winter is coming. I'm going to say winter is coming. So, anyway, have a good Thanksgiving rest of the weekend. Burn things. And, yeah, don't watch the show. Peace out, everybody.